Today I'm building a custom app and putting it directly into Telegram so I don't have to go down the entire mobile development rabbit hole. Google Stitch just came out and there's a ton of videos showing you how easy it is to make these custom UIs, and they're so great. And even some of them will show you how to put it into your coding assistant like Cloud Code, Antigravity with MCP, and then the video just kind of stops. As part for the course on YouTube right now, everybody kind of leaves you with a tutorial blue balls and they never actually show you how to do it. And I understand dealing with Expo and APKs and all the stuff it takes to get the app on your home screen is a lot, especially for one video. But leaving you hanging sucks. So today I'm going to bridge the gap. I'm going to show you how to build an app and host it in Telegram so you don't have to deal with APKs at all. Here we go. All right, so here's the plan. Today we're going to build something super practical that you guys can actually use for yourself, but I don't want to focus too much on the thing we're building and more like how we're doing it. I'm still adding a couple different steps into this app so that you can see the possibilities, and we'll get there. The workflow I love is going to Arena.ai and just having two models fight it out on the design of things, and I can pick which one I like best. From there, we'll go and design the app in Stitch and then put it all together. I'll show you exactly how to get it into Telegram. Let's do it. I need you to help me wireframe a macro tracker app. The core functionality is it said fun 2 times, and away they go. 2 times fun. It better be double fun. Key UX principles. This is what I wanted. Okay, AI is a teammate, not a judge. Yeah, don't judge. Can you imagine? Oh man, like the nuclear fitness tracker just calling you a bitch all day. Yeah, we went to KFC and they're like, try not to choke, you fat piece of shit. Accountability, fun through. Yeah, all right. So this wins 2 times. Let's do this one. This is way better. I can't tell which model this is because this one just keeps failing. I'm going to copy this and then we're just going to trust it. We'll go over to Stitch. The beauty is making sure we go down to Ideate. This takes a problem and solves it with the UI. It'll come up with like a couple different iterations on it as well, so you can pick which one you like. I'm going to just paste this in here and we'll go like this. While this is thinking, while this is spinning up, I'm going to get my anti-gravity rolling. Did I already pull that up? I did. Look at that. Okay, so we need a new folder. Call it Macro Jack. Let's call it Macro Jack. We're going to open up Macro Jack. The Jack attack. Let's keep it Gemini. Why not? Because I'm rate limited on this account for... Gemini is actually super good with this stuff. I have the Stitch MCP already lined up, but if you don't know how to do it, you just go down to up here in the top corner. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. The 3 dots, and then just type Stitch. Easy peasy. And it'll give you the API token in Stitch when it actually generates the designs. I'll show you exactly how to do it in a second. Go to Edamam.com to get a nutrition API. I'm just going to use the free one for now. So you give it your information and go down to developer. It's the only free plan. I think you get 10 calls a minute, something like that. It's a lot. I'm showing you what to do. If you want this built out for real, you'll use a proper vision model, you'll use the proper API, but we're just going to show you what you can do. So submit. I'm going to get my API key. Okay, once you get your account, you go into applications. You're just going to go view, and then you can create an API key. I'm going to cut this out. I'm just going to copy this and paste it into Antigravity. That is like an eye-opening, life-changing hack. With the newer models and especially the larger context windows, you can literally just like copy, paste the documentation into whatever model, and it like knows exactly how to make the connections. Easy peasy. Oh, which direction do I have to prompt? Whoops. Soft pop and clay. You know what? Let's try all 3. Let's try all 3, please. Energetic, whimsical. The clay one's kind of fun. Puffy, pillowy buttons, clay morphism. Gotta go with that. Organic watercolor. Vibrant storybook. But let's go over to Antigravity and give it the idea we had, right? Macro Jack's the best fucking name ever. I don't care what you say. All right, let's talk to it. The following is an idea we had. We currently have Google Stitch building out front end. If you could go ahead and wire up the backend functionality in the meantime, we're going to be using the Edamam MCP or API connection, whichever is easiest to connect at this point. I'll get you those docs as well. Boop. Chew on that. Oh, okay, please. I've never had to do this before. This is actually a new thing. Generate. Go ahead. Please review. Go ahead. You guys remember when GPT-5 first came out and you had to like prompt it to proceed a dozen times? Just like hated following instructions more than anything else. And now I have the other problem with Gemini where it's just like, don't worry, I got this, and just like fucking tanks into stuff without any direction whatsoever. You'd be like, good morning, and it's like, it's handled, and you're like, wait, hold on, what is handled? We need to talk. All right, this guy, I probably have to tell it what to do. Defining backstory. No, that's not what it says. All right, I'll be back in a sec. How does this look? Okay, great. And for the vision model, let's just use the multimodal Claude from an open router API connection, please. Can you generate an env file and I'll give you my keys in that? Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna take my decorative hat and put it on decorate my head. You know what happens if you go like this? Does it actually finish up? It does. Okay, cool. Pro tip, refresh the page. Yeah, the cactus is protein and carbs is the sunflower. Definitely fun. They should make the snap picture button an egg. Like a sunny side egg. You know what? I'm going to do it. All right, here goes. Can you make all of the snap picture buttons sunny side up eggs? Because that's important. Okay, no, I think it did a good job. I don't know what yours favorite is, but I'm going to go with this one. So it's completed the thing. I'm going to pipe in my open router API key, my Edamam API key, and I'm also going to pipe in my Edamam application ID. Edamam app ID. I don't know if it needs it or not, but just in case. Okay, so all I'm going to do, the difference between now and when you see me in a second is this will just be filled in. That's it. And then make sure you go down to File, Save All, because otherwise it can't read the changes that you actually made. All right, so I'm just going to say keys are in.env. Excellent. Keys are in.env. That's going to look there, right here, whoop, for what it needs. And it's going to just keep building it up. All right, so we got a couple steps left. I'm sure you're following me until this point. Everybody has done this part where they're like, oh, design the thing, and then now we need to actually wire it all up. Like, it's actually really surprising. It's not necessarily building out a mobile app. It's actually a web application that we trick into thinking it's a mobile app, and we do that with one line, and it's gonna blow your mind. Make it so much easier, man. You can verify backend. Anything else you need? No, I think we're good to go. Let's go to Stitch and just start pulling this in. I want to go this guy, but with my egg. All right, let's go download. Okay, I downloaded the PRD. Let's export this MCP style. Great, I'm gonna start bringing in the front end pieces and we can tie this all together. Boop, there you have it. MCP has been kind of a bitch, so I'm just gonna give it this. This is the front end we've designed. And then we'll just do it straight from the code. How I got that, because MCP was being a butthead. Boop. Usually you go like this, search everything, go export. Either you set up your MCP with this button here and get the API key, or you just copy this and then it'll pull everything in. But what we're gonna do instead is just go more and download. And I just downloaded the zipped file here, passed it over to my friend, and we'll go with that because like the MCP works, but I don't know what's up. It was taking a little while. All right, here we go. We are moving on to local testing. All right, sweet. That's what we want. Let's do it. Sometimes the display isn't 100% the same as what it was in Stitch, but this looks great. Perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do, avocado toast. Great. Let's make sure that we tied that into the back end. Can we ensure this is tied into our backend? Okay, so this is the magic right here. You don't actually need to download an SDK in like a traditional sense. All you need to do is add the one source line at the head of your app and it'll behave like a mini app and not a browser tab anymore. So I'm gonna leave this in the description, or I'll leave it somewhere. But what you're gonna do is just tell it to add this script right here, telegram.org, webapp.js, okay? And then that will tell it that it's a Telegram mini app, and we don't have to mess around with any of this other stuff. Telegram, of course, being on your phone, on your computer, on whatever, and we don't have to actually like go through the Expo process like I was saying at the top. But I bet you didn't think it was going to be this easy. Can you add this line to the header of our app, either on index or layout, whatever's most appropriate, just so that this app knows not to behave like a browser tab, but in fact a Telegram mini app? Okie dokie. Seems like it's all connected. I'm just pushing this to GitHub using the GH CLI. GH stands for GitHub, by the way. Okay, so push commits to macrojack.git. So now we need to go to Vercel, add new project, import macrojack, edit, front end, app. Okay, so we want to go front end, app. This is the root directory. This is what the domain's going to load right away, and it'll call the rest of the other stuff. Go. Oh my goodness, look how cute it is. Continue to dashboard. Let's check this out. This is macrojack. What are you? What do you do? Let's talk. Garden. Avo toast. Hell yeah. Okay, awesome. This looks great. I'm only seeing the front end. So if you check out here, it's saying your Vercel URL. I can switch over to Supabase and deploy the back end so everything talks to each other. This is a little confusing. So we've got the front end and that's just like the UI. We do need to host the back end publicly too, and we can do that through Vercel as well, and even in the same Git. So let's just tell it what to do. Can we host the back end on Vercel as well? And then it'll tie it in with the Supabase right there. So from here though, while this is going, because I don't need to show you this part, it's the same process. You just deploy the backend onto Vercel, just like we did the front end. Make sure that the root directory is the backend thing, and then it'll all tie together. From here though, let's get this sorted out in Telegram, shall we? So open up Telegram. It's going to take a minute to load, obviously. We go to the BotFather /new bot and give it a name. Let's call it MacroJack, right? Then we'll call it MacroJack_bot. There we go. And then we've got the token for MacroJack. New app. Right there. Title for the web app is MacroJack. Macro tracker. Oh boy. Upload a picture. Sure thing. I'm going to go with this guy. Why not? Boop. MacroJack. There we go. Holy shit. All right. Okay, no problem. You can always add a GIF later. Cool. Web app URL. And then we just go to this here. Copy this. MacroJack.Vercel. Great. Okay, so this is all sorted out, but there's a couple things left we have to do. Let's go down to open in the BotFather. Go MacroJack. We have to connect a mini app. So let's go main app. And let's go full screen. And enter the URL. That's the Vercel front end. Boop. Then we'll go menu button. Enable. Open, enter URL, boop, and we'll go macro baby, whatever. Save. Excellent. So now if you go over to MacroJack, you go over MacroJack, the menu button's right here. It'll just open up. And you've got your app right there. Okay, and I'll show you on my phone. I'll just get this set it up right now. Boop, boop, boop. Set it up, he says. So as you can see on my phone, it's the whole app. Right? Boop. Oh, I got it. There you go. I got to go off to the side so you can actually see. But it's the whole thing right there. And since it's already in Git, any changes you make in Antigravity will go directly to that app, which is fantastic. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully that helps you out and you can build your own mobile apps now without messing around with all that other stuff. I'll leave a link in the description for the entire workflow end to end. Sub for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.